Hello everyone, Nation here. Welcome back to a new deck profile I have. This is my Exodia deck, and lo and behold, this is not a meta deck per se. It is, I'm going to call it semi-competitive because like it could win at times, but then there's times where this deck can definitely not win. This deck is not invincible by any means, but it is very good. So let's go ahead and get into the cards. Of course, if you're going to run Exodia, you have to run it the correct way with the 5 pieces of Exodia. The one who assembles the 5 pieces of Exodia will automatically win the game. So, again, you have to have the 5 pieces of Exodia in order to win the game. So, with that being said, Exodia is the #1 effect in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! Next, to pair it off, we're going to run 3 copies of Thunder Dragon. Now the reason that we run the 3 copies of Thunder Dragon is because you can build up card advantage by using Thunder Dragon's effect from hand, sending it and getting 2 more, and then Magical Mallet. So Thunder Dragon is very good for your card advantage, and that's where he comes in at. And the last monsters that we run in the deck, we're going to run 3 Royal Magical Library. The Magical Library is very important in this deck, especially because of its effect. Each time a spell card is activated, place 1 spell counter on this card, a max of 3, then you can remove all 3 spell counters from this card to draw 1 card. And if you have all 3 of these on the field, they will stack. So, and then you can draw 3 cards, 2 cards, however many you're wanting to draw with the Royal Magical Library. This is very important. Now, important to our success, we are going to run 3 Mystic Mine. Now, Mystic Mine, the reason it's so important is while your opponent controls more monsters than you do, your opponent cannot attack or activate monster effects. Now, if you control more, you cannot attack nor activate monster effects. If we both have the same amount of monsters during the end phase, I have to destroy this card, which is not going to happen. So, because I'm only running the Magical Library, and you should be dead by the 3rd turn. I've never had a game where I went over 3 turns. So Mystic Mine is your key to success off of that. And with that being said, we're going to run 3 Broken Bamboo Sword. Broken Bamboo Sword is very important to your success. Equipped monsters gain 0 attack. And you can equip this to your opponent's monsters as well. So find one that they don't want to get rid of and equip that bad boy to it. Or equip it to your little Royal Magical Library, and you'll see success there. And also, we're going to run 3 Golden Bamboo Sword. Golden Bamboo Sword, if you control a Bamboo Sword, draw 2 cards. And we run 3 broken, so we're going to control Bamboo Sword. So if you get 3 of these in a row, you'll be drawing 6 cards because they are not once per turn. Off that, we're going to pair off with 3 Shards of Greed. Shard of Greed is very important to our success, especially if we get Mystic Mine and we pull 3 of these out, go through 2 draw phases, and we're going to draw 6 cards each. Very important there. Even if it's 2 cards at a time, we're still trying to get the Shard of Greed out, and if we have a better play, typically we don't go Shard of Greed. So again, pretty good deck all in all. So with that, we're going to run 3 Toon Table of Contents. Toon Table of Contents is very important. Once you activate Toon Table of Contents, you can add 1 Toon card from deck to hand. So you can search out off of 1 Toon Table of Contents, you need to search out the other 2 Toon Table of Contents. Now, if you draw into this card after searching the 2, after Magical Malleting, that's just the luck of the draw. So, yeah, it's not very common, but I have done it before. So, run 3 Toon Table of Contents, very important, and 2 Magical Mallet. Magical Mallet is very important. You're going to add any number of cards from your hand to the deck and shuffle it. Then draw the same number of cards that you added to the deck. So basically, every card you send back, you just draw that many number after you shuffle. Yes, I have drew Magical Mallet after doing that. Run double copies of Reload. reload is very important, especially if you've got card destruction and you're trying to get rid of your Exodia pieces so you can card destruction and possibly draw all 5 pieces of Exodia at once. You'll be surprised about how crazy the hands get with this deck, so reload is very, very important in this deck. So I run double copies, not triple. So there's reload. Run 2 Dark World Dealings. This card is kind of dumb. You got to be careful, because if you Dark World Dealing and all you have is Exodia pieces and you draw a piece of Exodia, you're going to lose, because we don't have a way in this deck, the way it's made, to actually recycle our Exodia pieces. So be very careful with using that card. And that is each player, by the way. Run 1 Upstart Goblin. Draw a card, your opponent gains 1,000 life points. Pretty self-explanatory. And that also sets up a combo here later on, and I'm going to explain it here in a second. Next card we're going to run is 1 Day at Peace. Obviously, if you're going to use the Exodia decks, you're going to use this card, because even if you can't get Mystic Mine, which you should, it's like a 3% chance in this 40 card deck. So and we're going to be drawing a shit ton. So if you don't run into Mystic Mine, we have a problem, Houston. So 1 Day at Peace is very good for actually getting us in the right position to where we draw a card, each player draws a card, and neither player takes damage. So very good. If that's negated, then I don't know why they would, but yeah. We run Top Share. Now, Top Share is a new card that came out in Battle Chaos. I like the card, and this was an idea from a buddy of mine at the card shop. You reveal 1 card from your deck and place it on top of the deck. Then your opponent reveals 1 card from their deck and places it on top of their deck. So basically, you want to let your opponent put theirs on top. Now, theoretically, the way this card works originally is your opponent would draw their card they're looking for, and then you would draw the card that you need. So, but in this deck, it's a little bit different since it's all draw based. You top share something, and then you use the effect of World Magical Library to draw it. So you don't really give your opponent the chance to really come back after top share. Run 1 Pot of Duality. Don't need any more. Basically, just reveal the top 3 cards of the deck and add 1 of them, and then shuffle the rest back into the deck. I don't run more than 1 because you don't need more than 1 in this Exodia deck. Plus, it's only once per turn. So we have to make sure that when we use this card, that it's needed, and when it's used, that it's in a very good spot. So I only run 1 Pot of Duality. I run Draw of Fate. Now, Draw of Fate is the card that I was talking about when I was talking about Upstart Goblin. So if your life points are lower than your opponent's and your opponent controls a monster with the highest attack on the field, we're running freaking Royal Magical Library. If I have a monster with the highest attack on the field, that is stupid. So basically, I reveal 3 cards with different names from your deck. All Exodia pieces have different names, so you don't have to worry about that. Place them on top of the deck in random order. Again, it's all Exodia pieces, it really doesn't matter. And then draw 1 card. For the rest of this turn, after this card resolves, you can activate spells or traps. Also, you can only activate 1 more card or effect. So basically, when that happens, you either card destruction or you just use your Royal Magical Libraries to draw your last 2 Exodia pieces. You use this card when you're right about to win. So that's normally when I use it, because things will get negated, and this is 1 card I can't have negated, because it's too good in this deck to actually, try to add more. Again, it's once per turn as well. So we run Hand Destruction as well. Each player sends 2 cards from their hand to the graveyard, then each player draws 2 cards. So very good there. Now remember, this one is a situational, exactly like card destruction is. So if he does not have the 2 cards to send, you cannot activate Hand Destruction. So very good. I run Ledger of the Ledger Man. Banish 3 cards from the top of your deck face down. During your 3rd standby phase after this card's activation, add all 3 cards to hand. Now, you could use this to really pair off, you know, kind of mill your deck a little bit. This doesn't come up a whole lot from my playing at locals and testing it, but this can come in handy, you know, if you happen to just throw away some cards like a Thunder Dragon or your Toon Table. Kind of floods it out a little bit, but it's great because it does build up card advantage over time. And the last card I run in this deck is Card Destruction. So both players just discard the whole hand and draw the same number of cards on their respective decks, it says. So with that, that is the entire Exodia deck profile that I have. So with all that being said, I hope you, if you guys make this deck just for fun, you know, whatever you want to do with it. I thought it was a little fun deck profile to do, and it still needs work, yeah. But it's really hard making an Exodia deck in today's meta. If you don't run Mystic Mine with Exodia, I really don't know what you're doing, because it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. So with that being said, this is all the time I have for this video today. I hope you all enjoyed this deck profile, and I'll see you in the next video. Pierce Nation out.